Morning clouds were glowing softly over distant mountain ridges. Heidi followed running goats beneath the ringing morning bells, while flower petals drifted slowly through the bright alpine wind. Far beyond the hills, the open sky kept calling them ahead.
Peter crossed the grassy hillside, whistling toward the valley. Goat shadows moved like waves beneath the flowing golden sunlight. Heidi laughed brightly while the mountain path curved higher still.
The pine tree swayed softly above the narrow rocky passage. Warm wind carried distant bird songs through the glowing alpine air. Clouds rolled slowly onward past the shining snowy peaks.
Heidi climbed quickly toward the edge of the flower-covered cliffs. Her small hands brushed gently through the dancing summer grasses. Below, the valley shimmered faintly underneath the drifting haze.
Peter pointed upward where an eagle circled through the sunlight. Goat bells echoed freely through the endless mountain silence. Far away waterfalls glimmered beneath the bright blue sky.
The afternoon breeze wandered softly through the quiet grazing meadow. Heidi lay smiling while the flowers bent beneath the mountain wind. Golden light spread slowly across the wide and peaceful hills.
A distant storm began to gather far beyond the western ridges. Dark silver clouds moved heavily above the rolling grasslands. Peter watched silently while the goats drifted closer near the trail.
The mountain air grew colder while the shadows stretched across the valley. Somewhere beyond the thunder, Heidi still kept smiling toward the sky. The mountain wind kept singing through the endless summer hills. Wildflower seas were dancing underneath the glowing heavens. Goat bells carried softly through the drifting silver rain light, and every distant pathway felt alive beneath her feet.
Rain began falling gently through the moving alpine grasses. Heidi ran laughing while the storm clouds rolled across the mountains.
Peter hurried quickly as the goats scattered through the mist. The old man waited quietly beside the glowing cabin lantern. Smoke curled upward slowly through the darkening evening sky. Warm firelight flickered softly through the rain streaked window glass.
Heidi crossed the muddy pathway while the thunder echoed deeply.
Her red dress moved wildly through the cold and rushing storm wind. Far below, the valley disappeared beneath the silver rain.
The cabin door swung open underneath the roaring mountain weather. The grandfather pulled Heidi gently from the freezing rainstorm air.
Water dripped slowly from her trembling sleeves beside the fire.
Warm soup steamed softly while the storm rolled through the distant mountains.
Peter stood awkwardly beside the doorway, holding his soaked wool cap.
Outside, the lantern swayed against the restless alpine night. The thunder slowly faded beyond the sleeping forest ridges. Heidi pressed closely near the fireplace, wrapped in heavy blankets. The mountain silence returned beneath the drifting moonlit clouds.
The grandfather placed dry wood gently onto the glowing embers.
For a moment all the storm winds disappeared behind the firelight. Quiet warmth settled deeply through the old wooden cabin walls.
The mountain wind kept singing through the endless summer hills. Wildflower seas were dancing underneath the glowing heavens. Goat bells carried softly through the drifting silver rain light, and every distant pathway felt alive beneath her feet. Moonlight shimmered faintly on the wet and quiet mountain grasses. The lantern near the cabin still glowed warmly through the darkness, and somewhere past the valleys tomorrow waited.